Egmont Cup. He's obviously running into form. He ran 4th in the Brisbane Cup over the same distance. He's proven at this distance he's some chance in the race.
The money continues to pour on, some of it no doubt for number 9 Istedad, to be ridden by Greg Hall for trainer Peter Hayes, and what a dynasty the Hayes family has been. Colin Hayes won the Melbourne Cup here 10 years ago with that Talac in those very same colours. In the same colours again, June won it 2 years ago for David Hayes. His brother Peter saddles up Istedad.
He ran 3rd in the English The Ledger before he came here to Australia. His form has been very good. He's a last start winner. He won the Moonee Valley Cup over the 2,500. He's there with a very good chance with Greg Hall on board.
Crying Game is out, number 10, 11 Senator, another one of the Kiwi Raiders, the Auckland Cup winner.
Yes, and a most impressive win in the Auckland Cup. He really did show a great turn of foot towards the end of the race. Champion New Zealand jockey Lance O'Sullivan to ride him. He's a definite chance in the race.
12 the Phantom Chance, the 93 Cox Plate winner Patrick Payne, the rider for John Wheeler.
Well, his best run of late was in the Metropolitan. If you reproduce that, I would say he's probably not the roughest in the race, but you'd have to say there's a few here that's form does look a little bit better at this stage.
The Hope of the West, number 13, Boart. Dave Edwards, the trainer. Jeremy Huswood takes the ride.
She was galloped on in the Caulfield Cup, so forget that run altogether. And she ran 6th in last year's Melbourne Cup, and that was on an unsuitable heavy track on that occasion. I think she's got to be left there with a rough place chance in the race. I don't know that I could tip her to win.
Magnet Bay 14 a scratching, 15 Arctic Scent to be ridden by 17-year-old Brent Stanley, who rode the race of his life in the Caulfield Cup, attempted to become the 10th horse to win the Caulfield Melbourne Cup double.
Well, she's just kept on improving, Arctic Scent. She really is a terrific mare. She's got 51.5 kilos here. Brent Stanley's got the job of his life in front of him here, trying to win the Melbourne Cup and the Caulfield Cup, but she's going so well, she's a chance.
Jockey Mick Dittman tasted success in this race back in 1982 aboard Gooners Lane. He takes the ride on 16 Super Slew for Clary Connors.
Well, he ran 2nd in the Queensland Derby. He ran 3rd in the Brisbane Cup. He got a bit too far back on Saturday, but he was managing to run on very well. I don't think he's the roughest.
The second of John Wheeler's runners, number 17, the Bandit, to be ridden by Noel Harris.
He ran 2nd in the Brisbane Cup behind Count Shivers. He almost got away with the Werribee Cup, just didn't make it in the nick of time there, but he has been racing in good heart, and I'd say of the outsiders, he's probably the best one.
The youngest trainer in the race at 27 years of age, Cliff Brown, saddles up 18 Cheviot to be ridden by Damien Brown.
He won the South Australian Derby. He had no luck at all in the Caulfield Stakes 2 starts ago. I wonder whether he's quite up to it. I wonder whether he can run out a really strong 2 miles. So on the score of that, I'll leave him there with just a place chance. 19
Circles of Gold to be ridden by another apprentice in Brett Preble. This mare, trained by Brian Smith at Randwick, has impeccable lead-up form.
Sure has. Beautifully ridden in the Caulfield Cup. I thought she probably had every chance on that occasion. She held her ground on Saturday in the McKinnon Stakes. Only 50.5 kilos here, and another little query about her running out a strong 2 miles.
The second of Gay Waterhouse's runners, 20 Fewer Chosen. The rider, Darren Gauci, a man who has been in 2nd position twice when they've reached the winning post in Melbourne Cups.
Well, a last start winner is Fewer Chosen. He won on Saturday, the last race, the 2,500 metre event. He ran 3rd in the Brisbane Cup, and he was unplaced in this race last year. Been racing quite well. He's a horse that really tries hard. I just don't know that he's quite up to a few of these.
The 6-year-old mare, 21 Elcove, Brian York, the rider, Tommy Hughes Jr. here at Flemington trains.
Elcove had every chance in the Quickies 2 starts ago and ran 5th in the 1994 Melbourne Cup. I just don't know whether she's still going as well as she was then.
22 Skybow, Jason Holder is the rider. Len Smith from South Australia, the trainer.
Just a basic effort on Saturday by Sky Bow in the McKinnon Stakes. He did run 2nd in the Adelaide Cup way back in May, but I just don't think he's going as well.
The second of Bart's runners, 23, My Kiwi Gold, John Marshall, a Melbourne Cup winning jockey.
The Newcastle Cup winner is My Kiwi Gold. Lightly raced, only had the 15 starts for 4 wins, but in a top stable, Bart Cummings' stable. This is a bit harder for him. 49.5, maybe not the roughest with that weight.
And number 24 is Sedico, one of the outsiders. Could this present young Andrew Payne with a birthday present for his 17th birthday yesterday?
He fought on very strongly last start behind Fewer Chosen on Saturday over the 2,500 metres in the 10 U's. I would say he's probably a very much a distance start here. Pete, he did have one go over the 3,200 in the Adelaide Cup and he failed there, so I doubt that he's good enough.
Well, as I said, John Marshall has the potential to be a Melbourne Cup winning jockey. He and the other 21 will be riding over that map. 22 horses over 3,200 metres, and they'll run 900 metres to the winning post and then complete a lap of the famous Flemington racecourse in front of a crowd approaching 100,000 people. The selections from the experts, and we find here that I've gone for Nothing Like a Dane. Jennifer likes Oscar Schindler. From Johnny Letts, it's Doremus, and naturally enough from the Freedman stable, Richard Freedman, it's also Doremus. The 22 horses are on their way to the stalls for the nation's greatest race, the Foster's Melbourne Cup. We'll take a break from Flemington and rejoin you very shortly.
Stroll along South Bank on the Yarra, and it's there. Try your luck at the casino, and it's there. The gardens, the theatres, the restaurants. It's there. It's there at the famous MCG in September, and again the day after Christmas. And at the Grand Prix in March, the Grand Slam in January. And most of all, it's here on this day, Cup Day. It's the feeling that Melbourne truly belongs on the world stage. Welcome back to Australia's international racecourse at Flemington in Melbourne for the Melbourne Cup.
And Court of Honour receiving attention before the start of the Foster's Melbourne Cup. Well, everyone in Australia is having a bet today. Everyone at Flemington is certainly having a bet. Millions of dollars changing hands in the betting ring. We have two systems of betting in Australia, the totalisator and the bookmakers, and Tim Gossage is down there with the bookies as the frantic last-minute action takes place. Tim?
Thanks very much, Peter. Well, they've come for Oscar Schindler. It is a standout favourite. It is 5-1 on the tote. You cannot get that price in the bookmakers' ring. Bookmakers are sweating on Oscar Schindler to get beaten. They stand to lose a lot of money. Doremus is the best of the Australian contingent. Nothing Like a Dane's got admirers, as has Saintly, but Senator from New Zealand is under double figures, and surprisingly, Court of Honour could be one of the worst results for bookmakers. And there's one down the bottom, Circles of Gold, 25-1 on the tote. You can get 10 points worse than that in the ring. It's nothing like 25-1, but the big money is for the Irish horse, Oscar Schindler.
Tim Gossage with that report from the betting ring, and it's now only moments before the start of our great race, the Foster's Melbourne Cup. A man who won 2 Melbourne Cups as a jockey in 1965 and 1967 is with me now, Roy Higgins. And Roy, you cast an eye over these 22. Every one of them looks magnificent.
Well, they've been trained for this race. You know, there's no question mark on their fitness. They look magnificent in the yard. It's a lovely horse, Oscar Schindler. Oh, magnificent beast. I've stuck with the locals, though. Our great stay here in number 1, Doremus. He won the race last year. He's up a bit in weight, but I can assure you this horse looks excellent. I backed him on top of the New Zealand visitor here, number 11, Senator. Gee, he's a real staying type, this guy. 5, Saintly, he's in there with a chance. 9 and 15, Istedad and Arctic Scent were my 2 outsiders. So I marked for the 96 Melbourne Cup, 1, 11, 5, 9 and 15. Pete, good luck.
Thanks very much, Roy. Good luck to you. Before the race, Michael Canaan, we caught up with him. He won the Melbourne Cup 3 years ago on Vintage Crop. This is what he had to say before the 96 big one.
Vintage Crop. Well, in Australia here, we've heard a lot about Oscar Schindler. First of all, what's your opinion? Can he get to 3,200 metres strongly?
He's never run at it, but he's won a mile and 6 to Ledger and run it out real strong, and strong enough to suggest that it shouldn't be a bother, but you got to take it on trust.
135 years after Archer won the first Melbourne Cup. 116 years after 100,000 people attended the Melbourne Cup for the first time in 1880. The tradition really carries on to Flemington on the first Tuesday in November of 1996. As the gates are being filled prior to the start of the nation's greatest race and Australia comes to a standstill, let's go up to the commentary box again and to call the Melbourne Cup, Dan Malicki, with him, former champion jockey Gary Willits.
Thank you, Peter. A sea of people here at Flemington Racecourse. It is jam-packed, and we're going to see something special in a few moments' time as the runners are filling the starting stalls for the Foster's Melbourne Cup of 1996. What a beautiful looking animal he is, Gary Willits.
He is incredible. Oscar Schindler just going in there. Looks incredible.
Dividends for $1 on the bottom of your screen. Saintly at $6.80 and $2.40, replaced for favouritism by Oscar Schindler at $5.90. Grey Shots at $18. Nothing Like a Dane $7.70. Sapio $55. Estedad at $15.30. Crying Game and Magnet Bay are the two scratchings. One of the New Zealanders, Senator, well in command at 9.90 as the gates fill up rapidly.
He looked very well, Dan, the Senator. Also, it was interesting to watch these horses as they take all the pressure of the crowd. And Saintly, he just strolled down. You can tell that Bart Cummings polish on him, nicely relaxed. There's Fewer Chosen going in. I thought the Bandit had done very well. His coats at last changed. He had a winter coat for quite a while when he was here.
Now, Fewer Chosen coming up. We're waiting on the Phantom Chance.
Oscar Schindler, he just looks magnificent. Beautiful horse. So does Grey Shot.
Here is Super
Istedard, I thought, looked very well, Dan.
Super Slew about to go in. They're ready now for the Foster's Melbourne Cup of 1996. Electrifying roars from the crowd. And this great race has begun. Saintly, one of the best to jump away with Arctic Scent towards the inside. Skybow, Alcove, nothing like a Dane up there early. Oscar Schindler allowed to drift back a little bit early. Grey Shot's racing forward, so too is Court of Honour. Then Istedard followed by Centico. Count Shivers behind them. He's getting back in the early part. Fewer Chosen's wide out, but he is going forward from his wide alley. And then Super Slew followed by the Bandit around the Phantom Chance. Cheviot drifting back to the tail of the field. DeRemus is third last and Boart's back to second last. Coming down the straight on the first circuit in the Foster's Melbourne Cup of 1996. And the leader is Grey Shot. Fewer Chosen going up on the outside of it second. Then Centico on the outside of Court of Honour and nothing like a Dane into a beautiful spot 50 inside. They were followed by Saintly racing on the inside of Elko, Istedard 3 wide and Super Slew 4 deep. Then My Kiwi Gold around Circles of Gold and on the inside Count Shivers. A length and a half to the stablemates. The Bandit on the inside of the Phantom Chance. A length and a half to Senator on the inside of Oscar Schindler. 1.5 lengths to Arctic Scent around its Skybow. Then Sapio fourth last on the inside of DeRemus and at the tail is Boart on the outside of Cheviot. Along the Maribyrnong River side of the track, 2,000 metres to go. About 10 or 12 lengths would cover up first from last. And the big field of 22 is headed by Grey Shot. His lead is about a length and a half. Fewer Chosen running second and nothing like a Dane. Fewer Chosen stablemate is third on the inside. Super Slew just trapped a little bit wide on the outside of Court of Honour. Then Saintly having a lovely run, sixth on the rails. Centico, the outsider of the field, is out 3 wide around Alcove. And then came Count Shivers the inside. Back midfield, Circles of Gold racing between Istedard and the Bandit, taking all the shortcuts on the rails. Then came Senator, followed by My Kiwi Gold, the Phantom Chance. Wonder Oscar Schindler, then Arctic Scent on the inside of Skybow from Sapio to Remus. Cheviot and Boart last and still about 12 lengths off the leader, Grey Shot. 1,300 metres left to go. Grey Shot leads a length and a quarter. Fewer Chosen second. Nothing like a Dane's had a lovely run third the rails. A length further back to Super Slew. Another length and a half then to Saintly. A half to Court of Honour. Then came Count Shivers racing on the inside of Alcove. Centico's out 3 wide. Then came the Bandit, Circles of Gold. Istedard around yet about 2 lengths away then to Senator. They were followed by the Phantom Chance. Further back then to Arctic Scent. My Kiwi Gold going up around the midfield from Oscar Schindler. He's on the outside of Arctic Scent and Skybow, and then to Remus, Sapio, Cheviot and Boart still last of all. 800 metres to go in the Foster's Melbourne Cup, and it's Grey Shot now being pressured by Fewer Chosen. Super Slew to third, a length away, Nothing Like a Dane, followed by Court of Honour. Centico next, and Saintly's on the inside, followed by Istedard as they turn for home. Now Saintly taken to the outside and is starting to work into it. It's Great Shot being tackled by Nothing Like a Dane. Nothing Like a Dane took the lead. Here is Saintly. Saintly's coming after him. Count Shivers working into the race. Then Super Slew, followed by Senator running on. Oscar Schindler struggling. Saintly hit the lead in the Melbourne Cup. He drew a length in front of Nothing Like a Dane. Count Shivers. Skybow running on. Saintly in front for Darren Beatman. Bart Cummings has got his 10th Melbourne Cup. Saintly's going to win the Melbourne Cup for Darren Beatman and Bart Cummings. Saintly first. Second placing goes to Count Shivers, a great run. Skybow third, then Senator, DeRemus, Nothing Like a Dane. Cheviot next from Arctic Scent. Then came Grey Shot, Circles of Gold, Sapio, the Bandit. Then Centico, the Phantom Chance, Istedard, Super Slew, Oscar Schindler, Alcove, My Kiwi Gold, Court of Honour, Boart and Fewer Chosen knocked up to finish towards the rear of the field.
Oh, great run, Dan. What a beautiful ride. He just had him tucked away. I said before the race, there's the great man there on screen, Bart Cummings. 10 Melbourne Cups. But look, you could just see that horse, the preparation he'd put into him, the relaxed manner as he went down to do his preliminary. And a beautiful ride by Darren Beadman topped it off. He just tucked him way on the fence. I noticed at about the 1800 just said he's back running sixth on the fence. Wasn't spending an ounce of energy any part of the race. And when he brought him out, he just lengthened stride beautifully.
Well, he's won easily. Darren Beadman's second Melbourne Cup and Bart Cummings is 10th. And the numbers are officially 5, 2 and 22 on the Foster's Melbourne Cup of 1996.
Yeah, great runner, Count Chavassi. He was, very good run. Senator came home. There's that great roar. You can hardly ever hear up here in this box here.
Let's go trackside. John Letts has got Darren Beadman. What a spring, what a year he's had. Let's see.
Oh, what a great ride though, mate. And you followed Shane all the way. And you drew 3. Shane come across and you had a nice run.
Oh, mate.
What about when you hit the front turning for home? Was you ever doubtful that he'd get to 3,200?
Mate, he just travelled so kind the whole journey.
And what about the JB Cummings polish?
He is an absolute genius with a capital G.
Isn't he? And you know, you look at the Cox Plate and you think 2,000 metres and he looked like he's just got it. He goes to 3,200 a day, has a beautiful run all the way, and at the finish he blitzed them.
He is, we just can't describe how I feel. It's just, I just give all the glory to God. I just thank him so much.
Darren, it must be great. You know, I have ridden for Bart over the years, but when you go out on the horse and Bart, he was so confident, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was really trained this horse. I think he knew he had a horse that could run 2 miles the way that his nature is. And it's just, I can't speak.
And Darren, they said he wasn't bred to stay, but Bart said he doesn't know who his parents are.
That's right. He's just a wizard.
Oh, congratulations, mate. This is going to be one of the most sentimental wins, I think, ever. Bart Cummings' 10th Melbourne Cup and Darren Beadman's 2nd. Congratulations, Darren.
Congratulations indeed, Johnny Letts and Darren Beadman. I tell you what, he'll get a massive, massive salute from this great crowd here at Flemington Day.
But have a look at that horse. It just looks like he could go around again. He's just incredible. Here he is here. He's just lengthening stride here. And he just strides away. Incredible. That's Count Chavassi on the outside.
10th Melbourne Cup for Bart Cummings. Here he is, the winning trainer with Peter Donegan.
Bart, congratulations. You described the Cox Plate as one of the most emotional moments in racing. How does Melbourne Cup win number 10 stack up?
It's getting better as the week goes on.
Did you think it had ever come? It's 5 years since Let's Elope, and after all the trials and tribulations, but this horse is a super horse now.
He's pretty good. He stays well. He's a good mile and a quarter. Let's go for the Japan Cup next.
Did you have any doubt in your own mind that he would stay the 2 miles?
We taught him to stay. He's nice and relaxed, but you're never sure until the race is over, are you? But, I thought he'd stay all right. He's nice and relaxed. Lovely horse. Excuse me.
And of course, as you go out now to have a look at the horse coming back with Darren Beadman, there's Bart Cummings now, and we'll try and keep with him as we survey the scene here. The usual crush of media in the mounting yard, and Darren Beadman doffs the cap. Bart Cummings now has his own Melbourne Cup. He's going to try and get through with Dato Tanchinam to lead the horse back in. The VRC have made a special trophy for Bart Cummings if and when he won his 10th Melbourne Cup. On the first Tuesday in November of 1996, he's done just that. He'll take his own Melbourne Cup away today and confirm himself as the king of Australia's greatest race. The plaudits of the crowd as Darren Beadman, a man whose career hit rock bottom when he was disqualified in Hong Kong. But like all true champions, he dug deep and found the stuff that champions are made of. He dedicated his life to Christianity. He bounces back. And now, for the second time, Darren Beadman comes back to the winner's stall after the Melbourne Cup. What a fantastic performance to train this horse for 2 miles after it won the Cox Plate 2 weeks ago. And there it is, the famous star jump. He practiced it at the Cox Plate. This might be even better. Darren Beadman unsettling saintly now. Gallant in defeat, the place getters. But this scene gets more and more frantic, more and more chaotic every year. Bart Cummings, well, he looks calm on the outside, he always does, but he shed a tear after the Cox Plate. I wouldn't be at all surprised if you might see one here at Flemington this afternoon. In fact, I think there might have already been one rolling down the cheek. Saintly comes back. He needs to be a placid horse because of the attention that is focused on him from up above and from here on ground level. He is a placid horse, and that's half the reason he won the Melbourne Cup today. He relaxed. He was ridden a beautiful race by Darren Beadman. At the top of the straight, when the accelerator was hit, he responded. Nothing like a Dane had a beautiful run in the race. It was perfectly ridden by Shane Dye. But Saintly was able to charge away. Count Chivas has run a great race for the Lee Friedman stable in finishing second. Skybow third. Fourth in the race was the Kiwi Senator. And getting home for fifth placing was nothing like a Dane. Oscar Schindler got a long way back in the race and began to make a charge in the home straight. His run petered out probably over the last 200 metres or so, but you certainly can't take anything away from the winner. And look at the smile on his face.
Darren. Second, 2S King, 57.
Stephen King, who's tasted victory today, settling for second. What a moment for young Jason Holder, the third place getter. Skybow.
Fourth, 11, L.A. Sullivan.
Fourth was Senator, the Kiwi, Lance O'Sullivan. And Shane Dye will hop on the scales in fifth placing, knowing that he's done everything possible to take that horse to victory. But on the day, the best horse has won the race, and the best Melbourne Cup trainer we've ever seen has won the race. Bart Cummings makes it 10. The time for the journey, 3:18.8. They'll remember this one. Bart Cummings will certainly remember it, because in just a moment, he'll get his slice of the $2.2 million prize money, but more importantly, he'll get his own Melbourne Cup. And we'll be back after this break to watch him do just that.
In front of a magnificent crowd at Flemington, look at them. You've seen the horse from heaven, Saintly, take out the 1996 Melbourne Cup and do it in fine style. There's his banner. We've seen that a lot lately. And gee, isn't he a marvellous horse? Ears back. Look at him. So relaxed, so placid. We have correct weight. We know that. You've seen the jockeys on the scales. So, Danny, tell us the story.
Saintly, $6.80 for the win and $2.40 for the place. These dividends are for $1. Second, number 2, Count Chivas, $10 even. And number 22, Skybow, $19.60. Quinella, $125.70. The Exacta, $360.60. The running double, $58.20. And the trifecta's not yet available. It won't be long before we have that. Fourth in the Melbourne Cup was Senator. Fifth was Nothing Like a Dane. Officially sixth was Doremus. The margins 2 1/4 lengths by a neck, and the time 3:18.8.
Thank you, Danny. As we await the presentations, Peter was saying, would there be a tear in Bart's eye? I'm sure there was, just as he was coming down from the stands. Why wouldn't there be? 10 Melbourne Cups to that man there, J.B. Cummings. Presentations are ready. Here is VRC Chairman David Burke.
Your Excellency, Sir William Dean, Governor-General of Australia, and Lady Dean, Mr. Premier, Mr. Lord Mayor, Mr. Ted Kunkel, Chief Executive, Foster's Brewing Group, and Mrs. Kunkel, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we've seen another running of a great Melbourne Cup, and no doubt it will go down in history. We thank the sponsors, Carlton United Breweries, for the way they have sponsored this event for the VRC. It's Australia's greatest race, and I would like to thank all those people who've brought horses today for the race. Although the overseas horses didn't win, they performed admirably, and I congratulate them and thank them very much for providing the horses for this race. I would like to introduce to you His Excellency Sir William Dean, who will make the presentation. I'm sorry, it's Mr. Ted Kunkel who will then introduce Sir William Dean.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon to our many distinguished guests and ladies and gentlemen. It is one of life's great privileges to be here to witness the contest for racing's greatest staying event, the Foster's Melbourne Cup. And not only is it a race that stops our nation, but one that commands a worldwide audience of some 400 million people. So successful has been the promotion and the interest that other countries now send their champion horses. The Melbourne Cup is one of Australia's greatest sporting spectacles, each year somehow creating an atmosphere and an excitement greater than before. It now leads a strong and growing field of very highly successful sporting events staged in this country. Foster's is proud, very proud, of all these great sporting traditions and being part of them. And today, on behalf of all Australians, I congratulate Saintly and all those associated with this champion thoroughbred. It is now my very great pleasure to introduce His Excellency, the Governor-General of Australia, the Honourable Sir William Dean, to present the Foster's Melbourne Cup.
Mr. Burke, members of the VRC committee, Mr. Premier, ladies and gentlemen, what a great day it is for Melbourne. A great city, a Melbourne spring day, the best racing carnival in the world, the best and the richest handicap in the world, and if we needed anything more, a great Australian. The first Melbourne Cup was won by Archer in 1861. The trainer was Etienne de Maistre. Since then, there have been 135 Melbourne Cups. There have been a great many trainers, but there's only been one Bart Cummings. His feat today in training, his 10th Melbourne Cup winner, will, I guess, probably never be equalled. Today, just about everything else pales into insignificance. But there is a horse, Saintly. It's a great horse. Once it won the Cox Plate, these days, where the Melbourne Cup's becoming a quality handicap, with Bart Cummings as a trainer, the writing was on the wall. I congratulate the owners, two syndicates represented by Bart Cummings and Dato Nam. I congratulate Bart again as a trainer. I congratulate Darren Beedman for a perfect ride, and I also congratulate Paul Hazlitt for looking after the horse so well as a strapper. And now it gives me very great pleasure to present the winner's trophy